Hello everybody, today we have area and volume 11-1. We just thought it was a good idea to go over our area formulas and the school year on an upbeat note, enter summer vacation pretty quickly here. First thing I want to remind you guys, on our calculator set, I had to check mine because I cleared it out. Make sure to turn it on, and then I hit sine of 30, and if you get 0.5, then you're in the right mode. If not, you have to go to your mode and change it to degree to get sine of 30. If not, you'd think I'd be speaking Chinese up here. All right? Now, we look at area. When you are measuring area, it's the inside of a shape. Okay? Inside of a room is your area. Anything you're measuring inside. And I always just remember this very simple. Base times height. Base times height is always involved in area. All right, so the first example is area of a triangle. There are two on your notes. We're only going to do the second one as diagram here. It's kind of hard to read this. On your homework, I noticed there is a couple blurry. Do the best you can. If you can't, if you skip one, we're not going to get mad about it. But I'm reading it off of mine as 8.8. I don't know how you guys read that as. But a big mistake for area is make sure that the height is here, straight up and down. We never want to look at the height on the sides here. So basically, that's it. That's the tricky part on this. The base is going to be 10.7 and the height is 8.8. Okay, so when we multiply that all together, it says round to the nearest hundredth, but this one came out perfectly as 47.08, and they listed the units as meters squared, and that's important that you list it all. I know Mrs. Zellner wants you guys to have all that written out. 47.08 meters squared. So that's easy. Area of a triangle, you guys can figure out number one pretty easily. Example number two, we move along to the parallelograms. The parallelogram is base times height.
Yeah.
And once again, you knew that?
Yeah, we're learning about it in math.
Oh my
this
gosh.
week.
So that makes you guys feel great. So that should be easy. Once again, if they had something here, that would just be confusion. All right, parallelogram, if 33 is up here, then that can be your base. All right, and once again, 33 times 13, okay, came out to be 429. I think this is listed as feet squared. Does your teacher make you label that, Mace?
I don't know. We didn't do much for it this week.
Okay, now, rectangle, since it is a parallelogram, technically we could use base times height again. All right, some of you like to just use base times height for everything. But it is technically, it's good to know length times width. The length in this case would be 35. The width would be 20. All right, so the area of this rectangle would be 700. And then I didn't have the units marked up here, but it should be centimeters off of your notes. Squared. Okay, once again, if I'm going too quick, just hit pause, rewind, go back to it. Now, if it is, nothing's there like inches or centimeters, then we just call it units squared, units squared. All right, and most of you guys do a good job with that. All right, now we're going to skip the one in the bottom left-hand corner because we're going to catch one on the back exactly like that. So just, as you guys know, I got it solved here, but we're going to just cancel that out. This is in the bottom right-hand of the corner. So we have a parallelogram, and again, this is the one. That is not your height. The height is here. So I know area equals base times height. I know my base is going to be 3 plus 12 is 15, but I need to find out what our height is. So I use my old friend Pythagorean theorem. Why? Because I have a right triangle right here, here, here. Okay, there's my hypotenuse. So that's going underneath the C. Okay, we don't know what the x is. What's 3 squared, Mace?
9.
Good. Okay, 25 minus 9. Yes, 5 squared is 25. I know I skipped a step there. Equals 16. Square root is 4. Okay, so our height is going to be 4. So it's going to be 15 times 4. Are the units listed for you? Yes, they are. 15 times 4 is 60. What did I have written down here? Centimeters squared. And now be careful. You guys got to remember that we're not dealing. We only dealt with the triangle to get that height. Then we went right back to the parallelogram, 60 centimeters squared. Okay? What's that mean?
We're at 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, number 3. All right, reading. I know you guys don't like to read. All right, but number 3 is a reading question. If the area of that you guys are kind of happy about that geometry region's getting canceled because it's a tough reading exam. All right, but if the area of a square sandbox is 64 square feet, so I draw a picture of a square. All right, they're telling you it's 64 square feet. What is the perimeter of the sandbox? Now, if you're finding the area, could we use base times height for the square? Of course you can. But technically, side squared is what we usually use. Now, in this case, side squared comes in very handy because if the area is 64 and we know that it's side squared, then I can easily find one of the sides by taking the square root of it. Now, the reason we're finding the side is because we need to find the perimeter. Did you learn perimeter, Mace?
Yes.
So what does perimeter mean?
So that's like the outside of the, I don't know. I don't know how to define
I don't know means I refuse to think.
Okay. I'm not certain how to define
Are you reading the board?
Not
Add
really.
all sides.
Add all sides,
Yeah.
okay.
But good job with the outside part. All right, so 8 plus 8 plus 8. Perimeter is
32.
Good job. And 32 what? Banana peels? Feet. Okay, and again, if it is units, that would be there. Okay, so that was example number 3. All right, example number 4, we're skipping because it's redundant with the last one on this. Okay, so we go down to number 5. Okay, number 5. 1/2 base times height. All right, so piece of cake, it's a triangle. They want to know the area. Okay, so 1/2. The height is what? Mace, which one do you think the height is? Which one's the height on this picture here?
8.
Good job. And we do not know the base. So I see this triangle here, right triangle, and I see the x here. So why can't we use the Pythagorean theorem to find out what that x is? Okay, so this is the second time we've done this. 8 squared is 64. 10 squared is 100. Subtract 64 from each. Sorry, my writing's atrocious here. And what do we have left? X squared equals 36. Square root of 36 is 6. Now check it out. Is that the base of the triangle? Say no.
No.
No. 6 and 6 is 12. Okay. So 12 times 8 is 96. 1/2 of 96 is 48. So area equals 48 centimeters. Is that right? Yes, it is. Centimeters squared. Okay. So a little bit of a curveball in finding the correct sides before we do locate the area. All right. Last one in the bottom corner, and that I promised. So example 5 was just like 4. And 4, you're just going to split that 13 in half, make it 6.5. All right. And then we're going to go here with the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, we're going to do this one down here. And I'm just looking at that other one. That would be a lie. That would be an equilateral in number 4, equilateral triangle, and that angle is 60. Okay, so we could find the height and the width based off of that as well. All right, so here we go. We're not that worried about that one. 1/2 base times height. Now, for this triangle, do I have the base or the height? And the answer is no and no. But I do have a hypotenuse, and I do have an angle here. Okay? So I can find out either one of these. All right? The one I picked out, I don't know why, is sine. Okay? Sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. Sine of 30 over 1 equals x over 12. So it's a simple cross multiply. And remember, we left it in the calculator. We put the 12 first in the calculator. 12, oops, I'm just clearing it out, making sure, times sine 30, and our answer should be 6. Okay? So here, we now have the base, x equals 6. All right? So 1/2 of 6, okay, I'm almost done, times the height. Now, I like Pythagorean theorem. If you guys like sine, cosine, tangent better, knock yourself out. Doesn't matter, you're going to get the same answer. Okay, so we're going to look for, I'm just going to make this y squared so I don't confuse anybody too bad. 6 squared is 36. The c is 12 squared, which is 144. And then this one isn't so neat as the other ones. 144 minus 36. Y squared equals 108. And the square root of that comes out to be 10.39 blah, blah, blah. And if you leave that in your calculator, then you just multiply it by the 6. 10.39 blah, blah, blah. Okay? And I'm going to get more real estate here. So you guys can go back. I'm going to erase this just so you can see what I'm doing here. So area equals 1/2 times 6 times 10.39. And my answer comes out as 31.17. And it's said to round to the nearest tenth. So 31.2 centimeters squared. Okay. So it got a little bit crazy on that last one. Okay. So again, your homework, the first one's a little blurry that we posted up there. And then I'll post the answer key for you, and then that'll get you off to the weekend. Have a great weekend. Have a terrific summer. Okay. A funny picture I shared with my seniors was a young Mr. Tom running a marathon. What do you think, Mace? Have you seen that one before?
Yes.
Okay. Much thinner, Mr. Tom. After running 26 miles, that's a grind. Now, the reason I gave that was to give you guys a little laugh, but more importantly, all right, this time is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're going to ride it out. It's going to make you tougher. It's going to help you not quit things easier. Just like a marathon, there's several times that you're going to be in pain. You're going to get sick. You're going to get injured, and you just got to fight through it. Okay? And how do you do that? By keeping a great attitude. All right, come back even stronger. So hope to see everybody next September. I miss you all. I wanted to name you all off, but then that's going to get too long, and then knowing my luck, I'd forget one person. But great class, and have a great summer. Okay, bye, everybody. Hope to see you in September.